Hey guys, it's Gustavo Martinez from Martinez Concrete. Today I'm going to tell you a little bit about exposed aggregate finishes. This all right here is exposed aggregate. It looks a little different, but we'll tell you why in a few minutes, a few seconds maybe. So the way that we achieve an exposed aggregate finish is with our design. We start with our design mix by changing out the larger gravel with pea gravel only. That way the pea gravel is embedded in all 4.5 inches of the concrete, and it leads to a more uniform finish. So that's how we got to this point here. Now everything you see on this side is the standard. This is just exposed aggregate with no sealer on it. This is about a month old, and it's just gonna get darker as it ages, and that's it. Now over here on this side, we've got 3 different sealers. This first one's our standard sealer. This is what we use. It's a film forming sealer, and it basically penetrates a little bit into the concrete, but overall it sits on top of it. Any of the sealers is going to protect against stains, weathering, aging, because it's protecting the actual concrete, right? This first one, as I was mentioning, is our standard. This is what we apply to stamped concrete, to exposed aggregate, sometimes to broom finish projects, depending on what the client wants. But this one gives it a little bit of a semi-gloss finish. And you can kind of see, I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but a little bit of the pebbles hold the gloss on the surface. So at an angle, you can kind of see the gloss. You don't see it too much because the surface is so porous, but it's still a little bit there. This next one is also a film forming sealer, but the difference is that this one is tinted. It's stained, if you want to think about it that way. This one is definitely darker than this one. It's specifically made for exposed aggregate. It's a little bit, when you see the bucket with the liquid, it's a little bit brown. So it gives it a little bit of a darker look and more of a wet look. And to me, in person, it looks a little bit shinier than the one over there. So again, both of these are film forming. They're still going to protect against stains, weathering, aging a little bit, and they're going to wear and tear in about 2 to 5 years, depending on how much use it sees and how much weathering it sees. The last one over here is a penetrating sealer. This is a more premium option. This one doesn't have as much gloss or sheen on the surface as the other 2 options, but there's still a clear difference side by side to this one, with this one being a little more darker. Again, it might be hard to see on the camera, but to me, this is my favorite look. Actually, this one, I'm in between these 2. We're gonna see, the whole idea here is to see how they're gonna wear and how they're gonna protect over time. But what we can expect from this one is a little bit of a longer life because it's a penetrating sealer. So this one has about 4 coatings of the penetrating sealer, which is basically what it took because it's how porous this area was. And this one should be able to protect more against salt, oil stains from either cooking or the car or tire marks. And it's supposed to last a little bit longer. In 4, 5, 6, 7 years, we'll come back and tell you how it did. But so far, at 1 month, everything's curing nicely. Everything is good so far. The water tends to, when it rains, it tends to come up on any of the sealers, and it beats off a little bit. I don't know if I missed anything on the sealer with this one here, but it is a more premium option. This is a little bit of a rough surface on all of them. The sealer penetrates again into the surface. It does not form a film. It's not supposed to be as slippery, and it's supposed to protect a little more against everything, right? The standard, again, being no sealer. We're gonna test with time literally and see how these 3 sealers do compared to no sealer. The next time we do a video about this, you're gonna see that maybe this is a little darker. Now don't hold your breath because it might be a year or 2 before we actually do another video. We need to let time pass and see how it does. Let me wrap up by saying a little more about the exposed aggregate finish. It's one of my favorite finishes because I find that it's timeless. It's very popular for walkways. It's a very popular option for pool decks still. And it's a affordable decorative option that doesn't require a lot of maintenance. The sealer is not a necessity, but it is nice to have. So when you're considering finishes for your project, hopefully this video was able to answer some questions for you and give you some information about what to expect and how it's done. And if you have any questions, I guess just contact us. We'll try to help.